Do you feel like you're in a little bit of a funk? Is your Gatorade and Mercury? Here's a couple things that we can do to get you out of that funk. Maybe you just had a loss, biological or not. Maybe you just missed out on an opportunity. Maybe just a couple things are just not falling your way. How do we use that as a catalyst? To me personally, I try to turn it into an advantage. I feel every disadvantage has an advantage. You just got to find it. And you're not going to find it just by sitting on your butt eating applesauce. You got to be proactive. You got to find movement. You got to force yourself a little bit. I know this sounds cliche, but it's cliche for a reason. You got to get up and do it. If you got to get a little angry, I think sometimes the angry emotion can actually work. And sometimes you got to see the big picture. When you see something right in front of you that looks like a missed opportunity or it's something that you thought you wanted, you got to give it time. This may seem weird, but maybe in a year from now, you're going to look back and say, you know what, that really sucked, but look where I am now. And maybe you still might be a funk in a year from now, but you got to figure that out. Here are 3 things that you could apply today that I think will help you. And then please listen to the 3rd thing because I need to get my viewership up. Thank you. 1 is purpose. It doesn't have to be this flashy thing. It doesn't have to be a grandiose idea, a big YouTube channel, being the star actor or actress. Maybe that's your steez, go ahead with it, but don't obsess or add pressure to yourself and create this pressure that doesn't exist. So start with the little things and find your purpose in the way you live your life. Find your purpose in the everyday things that you do. And if you're struggling to find your purpose, let it go. Put it out there, but try a lot of different things because the one way to figuring out what you want to do and find that purpose in your life, you can't sit still. You got to move forward. You got to take action. So try a lot of things and see what feels good. So how do you get closer to achieving that purpose or finding that purpose? Inertia, movement, energy. You got to take action. In order to do that, I find it in myself to find achievable goals. So set a big goal. That's a big thing. Shoot for the stars. And then from there, digress to finding achievable goals that you can do every day that may not seem like it's moving the needle, but it's moving the needle of inertia and giving yourself momentum to stay active and be productive. For me, I like making my bed literally every single morning. It's an achievable goal. I set the day off in the right tone, and it sets the next domino effect to achieving more and more goals, as little as that may seem. Max walks his silly little dog. I haven't even met his dog, but he walks him every day and it works for him. That's inertia, that's energy. Get yourself moving to the next goal and eventually the bigger goal. 3rd one is a big one, accountability. You have to take accountability for what you do and don't do. And if you struggle with holding yourself accountable, maybe you BS yourself. You say, I'm gonna go to the gym at 8 a.m., but you sleep in. What works for me is telling someone what you wanna do. Maybe you wanna post it on your story. Maybe when you call your mother and tell her that, hey, I'm gonna do this, and it holds yourself accountable and forcefully have to do it. Otherwise, you're gonna look a little silly. Hey, Ma, I'm gonna have 3 meals tomorrow. If I don't have that 3rd meal by tomorrow, you gotta call me, okay? All right, how's Gina? I'm gonna give you one dare. Right now, after I finish this next sentence, hit pause, text or call the last person you spoke to and tell them what you want to accomplish. Give yourself one goal and tell them you're going to do this by X date and hold yourself accountable by telling someone else what you want to do. I will be there by 11 o'clock, I promise you. I'm gonna get to bed early tonight. I'm gonna get up tomorrow. I'm gonna make my bed. I'm gonna walk Max's dog and I'm gonna be there before 11 o'clock tomorrow, okay? Listen, you're probably gonna fail. It's probably gonna take a few attempts, and if it's not, that's great. But don't stop, keep going. It's a process. You gotta give yourself a little bit of grace during this. You gotta do a little trial and error. Give yourself some time, and eventually it's going to click. You're gonna find your rhythm, and you're gonna get out of this funk. And to me, synonymous with being in a funk is that it's transitory. You are not a funk by definition. You are still the person you've always been. A funk is just a temporary place that you have to take some action to get out to. So please do the dare I gave you. Text someone, hold yourself accountable, wake up every morning and accomplish the little things to at least find that momentum. You feel better when you do these things. So try 1, 2, 3, any of them, all of them, and see how you feel tomorrow. And if all else fails, you can spend $350 on sweatpants and a sweatshirt, or eat some applesauce because, you know, life's bitter, but this isn't. What are you still doing here? I gave you 3 things, go. I do my own stunts.